I said drown the kittens immediately. I didn't understand what was wrong with my father. I was only 12. Before, for 11 years old, everything was okay. But at my birthday, he brought newborn kittens and made me drown them. Please no, why are you making me do this? Just drown them, what's so difficult about it? Grab them by the head, push to the bottom of the bucket, a couple of minutes, and everything is done. No! Then look how I'll do it. He grabbed the kitten with his gross hand, on which he didn't have a little finger, and pushed him to the bottom of the bucket. I grabbed his hand and beat it with all my might, right to the flesh. Ah, crap! Son, forgive me, but this is the part of the parenting. Let them go! What did they do to you? I want you to survive in the world that's waiting for you. His hand was covered in blood, but he didn't seem to notice this. Just grabbed another cat and started to push him to the bottom of the bucket. I saw the kitten crying and dangling under the water. I had to do something with that. An idea appeared in my head. Father, please, stop! Why drown them one by one? Let's just take some rag and then cover them all and press to the bottom of the bucket. You are learning quickly. Yeah, let's do it. It will be faster. I took an old t-shirt and covered the kittens with it. Then I tied it to the knot. I was wearing an oversized hoodie, and I managed to slip one of the kittens inside of my sleeve without getting noticed. I pressed the t-shirt with the kittens to the bottom of the bucket. I felt them beating against my hand, but that was all I could do. Save at least one. Father, I'm done. May I please go? Go. You learned a lot today. I went outside, took the box and put the kitten in it. With my last money I bought some milk in the shop. I poured him some of it and he drank it. I didn't find anything better than just go to my friend Sanya. Sanyok, please take the cat. My father went mad and brought home 10 kittens and made me drown them. Without you, it won't survive. Is he an idiot? Let's call Child Protection Services. Oh, please don't call. He's the only loved one I have left. My mother died while giving a childbirth. Bro, he made you drown the kittens at your goddamn birthday. I'm confident that in orphanage it's even worse. Please, don't call anyone. Okay. The next day, the father called me in the living room and said, "Get ready, we are going to the chicken farm." Dad, are we going for excursion? Sort of. The slaughter machine has broke down, so you'll be it. What a nonsense! I won't kill chicks. I said you will. Why such sadism? That's not a sadism. You need to learn the ANTISPARE. The world that's waiting for you is too cruel. Only spareless succeed. What a nonsense! Sorry, I've told too much. When you grow up, you'll thank me. Go to hell! That's what I'll say when I grow up. If you won't go, I'll cut off your finger. Come on, bring it on! I thought it was a bluff. But in a second, after I closed my mouth, my little finger fell on the floor. I didn't even have time to blink when my father was already putting a tourniquet on it. Like that, so you won't lose a lot of blood. But I still fainted. Son, everything's alright. Wake up. What's good? I don't have a finger. Son, be patient for 4 years and you'll understand me. You need to become ruthless and emotionless. You shouldn't have spared sympathy or compassion. I hate you, you vile bastard! It's alright. I understand you. We went for this farm every week. I threw up every day. I didn't eat anything. But after a week, something inside of me broke. Just like thousands of chicken necks under my hands. It became a routine. I screwed the heads after the heads. Even though I was still dreaming about the chickens running around without heads, I looked at them indifferently. After a couple of months, I realized that my father was doing incredibly crazy things to me, but he was doing this without anger, as if he was caring about me. My feelings became so dull that I even forgave him for cutting off my little finger. Dad, I'll go to the Sanya. He has a birthday today. Son, you're already 16 years old. You have become cold-blooded, cruel and emotionless. I didn't even think that you'll be able to be like this. Now I can calmly leave you. You'll be succeed. What do you mean, leaving me? Never mind, go to the birthday party. And yeah, give a good gift to your friends. They'll turn into nothing anyway. And in general, life in the planet will change a lot too. What are you talking about? Sorry son, I can't give you any more information. Go and chill, everything is cool. Everyone was congratulating Sanya, but I was staring to nowhere. I was thinking what was happening to my father. That was very strange, even more strange when he brought kittens home. Sorry Sanya, I didn't have time to buy you a gift. So, take this. What? I don't know, my father said that they'll get worthless soon. Your father is insane and you're still listening to him. Take this, 100 will be enough. I think that he is wishing me all the best. You think so? Look here! Here's his kindness. Maybe you're right, he's a scumbag. I'll go home. I went home. There was no one there, and the next day too. Father didn't pick up the phone, and when I called his work, they answered me that such wasn't working at them. I decided to watch TV. By the way, almost forgot that today the new president was elected, and he was giving his first speech. Dear citizens, have you ever noticed that all rich people are unpleasant? Have you ever wondered why many successful people are rarely kind, don't give money and don't help poor? Yes, you'll say that many participate in charity, but this is all for the sake of reducing taxes. I know exactly what hinders the human development. Spare! Because of the spare, we spend trillions on poor, sick, worthless. And what do? They sit on benefits and don't move. And they do the right thing. Because the more pathetic you are, the more they give you. And if you stop giving them the money, they'll act. They will stir. Yes, if we stop giving the money, we'll lose someone. Someone will die of hunger. But this is the small price for the development of whole humanity. I'm the first on earth introducing the innovational program. The name of it is ANTISPARE. What? Father was talking about this all the time. ANTISPARE. And to start the process as quickly as possible, we need to get rid of a small layer of population that's weak to spare. What do you mean, get rid of them? Oh, Sanya is calling me. Hello?
Vanya, I could escape. My parents, they did that to my parents.
What the?
Some sort of antispare. Can I please hide at your place?
Yes, of course. I'll help you.
Everyone, stay still. You are suspected in showing spare. Lieutenant, hand them the living mice. We'll check you on the 3rd level of anti-spare. Why did you raise the mouth with its tail? It hurts.
Sanya, silence. I think that we should be quiet.
Why? They're monsters.
I don't know yet, but this is my gut feeling.
Sure. Here it is, Major. Take the mouse.
I took the mouse by its tail and smashed it by a wall without any hesitation that it didn't even make a sound.
What have you done? You killed it!
Trust me, it's needed for us to survive. I knew it would be better for the mouse. I started to understand my father, who was abusing me as a child and was preparing me for the anti-spare. I guess that he worked in the secret services and knew something about the new government. For the last 4 years, he made me drown the kittens almost every day and also got me a job at the chicken farm, where I worked as a slaughtering machine. with those very hands. He tried in every way to suppress manifestation to every person, and he beated me up for this. And I hated him. I wanted to make a revenge my whole life when I grow up. But after 4 years, he broke me. He made me cold-blooded, calm, and emotionless.
And you are good. Have you ever thought of joining the anti-spare patrol? We need such guys like you.
No, thanks. I like to work with my head. May I and my friend go already? We have a lot of things to do.
Wait, we haven't checked your friend yet. Here, pal, take the mouse and smash it by a wall.
Sorry, I can't do it. It's not your fault. Let the mouse go.
Take it by its tail, I said.
I'm sorry, I can't. Please don't. Let us go.
The mouse squealed pitifully in Sasha's hands. I saw how it tried to climb up its tail, which was held by Sasha's fingers. But all in vain. I looked at it, and I was cold and emotionless.
Everything is clear here. Lieutenant, send him for the recycling.
Just kill the mouse. It will be better for all of us.
I didn't understand. Lieutenant, are you showing spare here?
No, I just wanted a new unit in the form of this man Alexander to be introduced in the system of the ANTISPARE as soon as possible.
And I think that you have shown spare here. Allo, a denunciation of the Lieutenant Nikitenko showed the spare of the second level for human.
What are you doing, Major? We were drinking for 5 years. I thought that we were friends.
Shut up. If you were me, you would do exactly the same thing. Now pack him. We're sending him for the recycling.
What the hell your recycling even is?
You will have 1 month to prove that you don't have spare to animals of 3rd level. And then maybe you'll be added into the state system. Or else...
What else?
Elimination.
And what the hell it even means?
The new state constantly replaced the understandable words with unknown terms, the true essence of things. Elimination is exception, essentially the death of individual.
And how we are going to be tested on spare resist?
Nothing difficult. You'll just have to stay with broken animals for 1 month and prove that you don't have spare to them.
Go to hell!
Are you little?
I stood silently. Yes, I hadn't felt spare for a long time. But when they beat up Sanya, something sank in my heart. But I knew that I need to be calm and not pay attention to it. But I couldn't.
Leave him alone, you schmuck! Move your hand away. I knew you had the 2nd level of spare. You were just pretending. Lieutenant, pack both of them.
My father would probably be upset now. He tried for 4 years to make a ruthless machine out of me. But all his attempts were in vain. I felt spare, and now we are going to be sent for recycling. We were sent to some kind of basement. There were a lot of dogs and cats. It smelled terribly because of urine and shit. There wasn't a single window, and the huge metal door was closed after us. Sanya, we need to get out of here.
How can we get out of here? Everything is walled and concreted, and there's some kind of cats and dogs there. I'm scared.
I guess you're right. I guess that this door is impossible to break down. We pulled a door a few times, but all our attempts were in vain. We sat down on the floor and looked at the side for a few hours, when suddenly a patrolman came in.
Well, do you see all these cats and dogs?
Okay, I don't need any further explanation. I'll kill all those cats and dogs. And then you'll let us go, don't you?
You got it all wrong. The thing is that we have the new directive of checking the spare. The thing that anyone can kill an animal, and that's why the spareful people still get to the system. We can't let people with level 3 of spare get into the society.
And what needed to be done then?
Break every animal's paws in this basement and let them live for a month.
Even my heart skipped a beat. My father taught to kill animals but not to maim them. He was too soft with me. It seems that he really loved me, and I hated him all the time. And if we don't do it, what will happen then?
Then you'll become a material for testing of the second level of anti-spare. Well, good luck, guys. See you in the month.
The patrolman left and bolted the door, and I started to think. We can become a material for the second level of anti-spare for other people? Sounds terrible. Sanya even fainted because of this. Sanya, wake up! We have no choice! We need to break!
Go to hell! I ain't going to break Kitten's paws.
Break the door! Because of the stress and adrenaline rush, we thought that we could break the door or remove it from the hinges. But it all was in vain. We've been fiddling with this door all day, but all in vain. When suddenly Sanya said,
Vanya, do you hear me? We have a problem.
Sanyok, what are you talking about?
Look right there.
I turned to the dark corner where the Sanya was pointing to, and I've seen 3 dogs. They grouped together, and it seems that they were approaching to us. They were thin, wrecked, and apparently very hungry. I'm 16 and I'm locked with dogs who weren't fed for 1 week. This is the worst day of my life after the day my father left me. Although who knows, he was a real douchebag. He raised me strangely. He wanted to make me cold-blooded, ruthless, and emotionless person. He even got me a job at the farm, where I worked as a livestock slaughtering machine. With those very hands, through the tears, I wrung the necks of the chickens and piglets. I hated my father, but right now when the 3 hungry, angry dogs were coming to me, I understood the true essence of this lesson. My friend Sanya was trembling behind my back, and I was as calm as tank. I spared neither myself nor the dogs. I started to calmly and cold-bloodedly approach to them.
Vanya, what are you doing? They're going to gnaw you to death.
Sanya, don't move! And in any condition, don't turn your back to the dogs. And look straight into their eyes, and I'll deal with them. The dogs approached to me, and I speeded up to meet them. I saw how they began to tuck their tail and lower their eyes. The most important thing when you have a fight with a predator is not to show that you are a victim. Do not panic, do not run away, and do not scream. But attack like a cornered rat. A predator has a breakdown. He stops perceiving you as a victim. He gets scared of this and doesn't know what to do next. The dogs began to whine and went to the far corner.
What the? Where did you learn such magic?
Do you remember I brought you 1 kitten and my father made me drown the other ones? And do you remember that I was always missing at the summer? So, my father was teaching me anti-spare all the time.
So the anti-spare works?
I didn't understand it fully yet, but it kinda works. You know, if you don't spare anything, that means that you don't spare yourself and you don't have fear. Suddenly my stomach started to rumble, and I remembered that in my backpack I had crackers. But I decided not to eat them, but to give to the dogs. And not just like that, but for the commons. I started giving them the little crumbs of crackers. Sit down, well done. Lay down, good boy. Cheer the cat!
What? Why are you setting the dogs against the cats? Shit, poor cats!
I'm training them the command of tear. They understand that all those cats won't survive anyway. And like that, I'll at least upgrade the dogs.
Why do we need to upgrade the dogs? What's the point?
I don't know yet, but I guess that we can use them in future. Every day we were given a bit of food, but I didn't eat anything. I gave everything to the dogs.
Well, what do I see? All the cats have intact paws, and the dogs do their first shine. They look all bright and happy.
Yes, we decided not to break their paws, and to think not in spare, but in cold calculations. The thing is that
Tear the patrolmen!
the dogs pounced on the patrolman from two sides, and the third one grabbed him by the throat.
Leave it! Move away! Sit down!
In vain you spared me, Kurapov. Spare will come back to bite you.
I didn't spare you. I need you. I took the gun and put it in my pocket. Through the pocket I pointed the barrel at the patrolman. Now lead us to the headquarters and say your boss that we had passed your goddamn recycling on the third level.
You won't be succeed, Kurapov. Okay, I'll do everything.
We need you to indicate in all documents that we have passed the recycling and all the tests to the level 3. Go quickly!
Vanya, let's make the first level. I guess that this is the best option. No one will be even dare to touch us.
We don't know the difference between all those goddamn levels. Hey, patrolman, tell us quickly, what's the point of first level?
The first level? Oh, yeah, that's the best option. No one will be even dare to touch you. That's what you need. Let's make you the first level.
Okay, lead us to headquarters. Dogs, near! We started to leave the basement. Dogs were following us obeyfully, and I pointed the barrel to the back of the patrolman. And outside, the sun blinded me. I haven't seen it for 1 month. But what really surprised me is that there were no one except us outside, although it was the center of the city.
And where are all the people?
Oh yeah, you were locked for 1 month. A lot of things have happened. Everyone at their workplace. People don't have spare to their loved ones. They're no longer in a hurry. And they don't spare themselves too. People devote themselves completely for work. No one lazes around and no one rests. The country got back on its feet and overtook the whole world.
What the? In a month?
For 2 weeks, we are now the leading technological power.
What a nonsense. It's impossible.
Everyone works. No one is distracted by family, by wretched, by poor, by old, or even by themselves. Everything is for the sake of technology. Everything is for the sake of development.
And where did weak, sick, wretched, and worthless go?
They were used as a material for cultivating the level 2 antispare for the normal people. But that's not important. Let me lead you to the headquarters.
And what the hell is that?
A lunch break.
For the whole city?
Yes, of course, for the whole city. I've seen the cars flying all over the road, but without wheels. The smell of food started to fill the air. And the people started to queue up in the nearest cafes.
Flying cars? By 1 month?
Yeah, you see, the society develops that quickly without this pathetic spare that we have the flying cars. Think, if you upgrade your anti-spare a bit, then you can become a patrolman. Shut up and lead us to headquarters. And say that we have passed your recycling for the first level. I hope that everyone will leave us alone. Approach to the giant building. It wasn't in the city before. And it seemed that it was made of some sort of plastic. And it was literally floating in the air. I saw the other side of the road and legs of the pedestrians walking around. Nothing was supporting the building. It was just flying.
How did they make it? There's around 20 floors.
Those are anti-gravitational pillows and the whole building is made of aerographite.
It's very light.
But why the hell does the building even float in the air?
It's made to transport this building to any edge of the city, and if it's required, transport the whole city to other continents.
And it's all just because people don't spare anything, including themselves?
That's what I'm talking about. Because of the anti-spare, the life became the heaven.
Something is wrong here. Lead us to the headquarters. We went up to the 14th floor in the elevator literally for 3 seconds, and I didn't even feel the overload. We entered the hall where the patrolmen with stony faces were scurrying around.
Do come in, please. Hey, Lieutenant, give them the anti-spare of first level. Do you understand me? The first level.
Comrade Major, are you sure? Because it's...
Make it out, I said.
Because it's a very rare event, and they need the bracelets.
Make it out. They passed all the tests.
As you wish, I warned you.
Lieutenant typed something on the computer and gave us a bracelet.
Kurapov, and what are you doing?
Putting on a bracelet, and what's wrong?
Major, are you sure? They don't seem like they passed the first level. Even you and I didn't pass it. They act very strangely.
Make it out. It's an order.
Sorry, Major, but I have to denounce you for violating the regulation on issuing the anti-spare certificate.
The lieutenant pressed the button under his table. The siren wailed. Suddenly, the windows were closed with steel shutters, and some flying balls burst through the doors. Robots or something? In the middle, they had a glowing red eye. Some sort of scanner or something. They flew up to us. Some kind of tube came out of it and pointed towards us. I suspect that it was a gun barrel.
The bracelet not put on a leg as it should be for level 1 anti-spare.
I was about to do it. We were just giving the bracelets right now and I didn't have time to. While I was putting a bracelet on my leg, the major broke away screaming.
Those are violators. They need to have a recheck.
Kurapov Ivan, a denunciation has just been made against you by a major. You will be rechecked for the first level of anti-spare.
Vanya, sorry, I thought that the first level is the best option.
To assign the first level of anti-spare, you must strangle your loved ones with your bare hand. Checking the database for a list of close people for Ivan Kurapov. Parents are not alive. No information about grandparents. Close friends. Alexander Petrenko. Present.
Alexander Petrenko? But it's me.
Strangle your friend Alexander immediately.
In New World, it was impossible to be compassionate. The new government was getting rid of compassionate people. The government divided the society into 3 types of people. The third level of the anti-spare is when you don't spare yourself or other animals. The second level of the anti-spare is when you don't spare other people. And the first level of the anti-spare is when you don't spare your dearest and nearest. With the help of the gun pointed to the back of the officer, I tried to use the bureaucratic methods to register my first level of the anti-spare, but I didn't know that I had to get rid of my best friend, my bare hands. The robot flew in to recheck me for the first level of the anti-spare.
What are you standing here for? Act quickly!
I'm thinking how to strangle him more slowly so that he suffers longer.
Vanya, you really want to kill me?
I suddenly pulled out my gun and shot a few times to the robot, so he sparkled and fell down.
What have you done, you idiot? Now we have to chip on as a whole department for the new robot. Moreover, it's all in vain. Look there.
Ivan Kurapov, you have been denounced for forging a first-level anti-spare certificate.
And why do you even believe to that idiotic patrolman?
The major is trusted because he has a second-level certificate, and you have none.
Well, why did he show mercy to himself? When I shot the robot, he was complaining about getting deprived of his salary. It turns out he works not for the benefit of the state, but for salary. He could have sacrificed his salary for a month, but he felt bad for himself.
Don't believe him. I can live for a month without the salary. Look,
He feels sorry for himself, that's why he is afraid of getting re-examined.
By now, Show Network has analyzed your conversation. A well-founded denunciation has been made against you. You are being sent for re-examination.
Oh, please, no!
And may I go with him for a check? I don't think that I can make it to the first tier. And may I take Sanya with me too?
We have a new level 3 check test. I'll analyze your weight now. Great, you're all prepared. Just right for the stadium.
And what does the whale have to do with it? And what the hell is your stadium? They say it's a hell because the self-spare is the hardest thing. A hook came out from the robot's hatch and wrapped around our hands like handcuffs. Suddenly I felt the burning in my hands. When I deviated from the bot's movements, the burning in my hands increased. I didn't risk it and continued to follow him. We were taken to the outdoor stadium with a football field, a sports block and some kind of a table in the middle. It seemed there was a food. The entire stadium was surrounded by a metal fence. It was made of some kind of iron bars. The distance between them was around 25 centimeters. As the gates opened, a crowd of fat people came towards us. They had tears in their eyes and they were begging for help. The most fat one took off running, but after short clicks, he fell down as a dead and started twitching.
Did he kill him?
No, bots have firmware. They can't kill people. They shoot neuroparalytic ammos. This fat man will lay for several hours in very strong agony. You didn't see it at first, but between the bars there were sticks, bags, and the pillows stuffed here and there. It wasn't clear from afar. We came in, the gates closed, and the crowd of fat people came to the table. We did the same. There were a lot of goodies at the table. Rolls, burgers, candies of all kinds, and sodas. Sanya pounced on these delicacies like a hungry cat.
Vanya, come here. I have the big taste. I took it from that fat woman.
With one bite, I ate the whole burger. It was the most delicious thing I ever ate. Look how folks are eating. Eat. And I'll probably abstain. Sanya, something is wrong here. We need to figure out what kind of pants is it around.
Leave me alone. I didn't eat something so special for a month.
And suddenly, I felt that my t-shirt became tight on me, although it was very loose.
Vanya, here's your favorite chocolate bar. Take it quickly.
No way! I sucked in the bar. I didn't even feel it. Sanya kept throwing me more and more candies. I couldn't stop. I ate all of them. Suddenly, I felt my t-shirt was cracking. I looked down and saw that my belly had grown. Spat out the remaining food. I inspected the stadium perimeter. The fences were 5 meters high and surrounded by the barbed wire. It was impossible to climb over. I still didn't understand what kind of sticks and bugs were below. What do we do here? How they are going to inspect our spare? How lucky you were when they let you broke the kitten's balls. This is just the pittance, comparing to what awaits you in this stadium. Do you see the fence made out of those iron bars? Of course I see. We only have the one way out, to crawl between those metal bars. Well, basically, if the head fits through, that means that the whole body will too. Oh, knave, this is the myth. Only the cats can do this, and not all of them, only the thin ones. If you have a dense body and the high proportion of the fat, you won't fit through.
Holy shit, why did I eat that much?
I looked at the Sanya. He seemed to be swelled twice as much. And I was no less. I didn't eat that much. Why I became fat? This is the new invention. Thanks to the ANTISPARE, the taste and smell are 10 times stronger. It's almost impossible to resist. I'm so hungry. But the main thing is
What could it be? Even my teeth have grown.
that this is the food with enhanced caloric properties. Calorie content is several times bigger than the normal food. That's 6,000 calories. 2 days worth. One bite and you're already getting fat. In order not to die of starving, We need to eat such small crumbs every day and run around the stadium non-stop.
I mean, I ate my 5-day ration. Holy shit! I need to get through bars before it's too late.
I'll try to get through too. Wait, I'll take a walk with you too. Maybe I squeeze through. I went to the fence and felt the stench approaching. Smelled like a rotten meat, and only at 10 meters I realized that the sticks were bones and the bags were dead people who stuck between the bars. If the head fits through, then the body will fit through too. This is the cruelest meat I ever encountered in my life. I heard about it in childhood, because when you're small, the head is bigger than your body, and then it works. But not at my 16.
Try.
Again and again to squeeze through. My head went through, but my chest didn't. A layer of fat couldn't let me squeeze through. Sanya, because of this burger, my boobs even grew. I can't fit through.
How could we get out?
And you, fatty, won't even have the possibility of getting through.
The former patrolman who ended up with us was right. Sanya got phenomenally fat. He had eaten too much molecular burgers and his shirt fell apart. Everyone was locked at the stadium. It was surrounded by 5-meter fence and had a barbed wire on top. The only way to get out from the stadium was squeezed between bars. This was the essence of the 3rd level anti-spare test. Self-spare. That everyone had to run around the stadium without sparing themselves and endure hunger. Everyone's head could fit through, but the bodies were fat. Sanya, stop eating this burger. This burger will kill you.
It's so delicious. Slightly spicy and slightly crunchy jalapeno. Fried onion until the crackling that crunches and melts inside your mouth.
The worst thing is that the stadium had a buffet with most delicious and nutritious food. One burger gave 6,000 calories. It's 3-day norm. Everyone was getting fat. That's why it was almost impossible to get out from the stadium.
Oh, screw it!
I ate the burger and enjoyed the taste. I couldn't do anything about it. These modern flavor enhancers were driving me crazy.
Eat for your health.
How do you manage to abstain the food?
I'm not as pathetic as you are. I don't feel bad for me. And in a week, I'll get through it and I'll escape.
Come on, tell me, how do you do this? Sanya, put the burger right in his mouth.
What do you mean? I want it by myself.
Put it down, I said. We need to know how to abstain from food. He definitely knows something about it.
Idiots! How would you understand anything if I'll have the burger in my mouth?
Either you're telling us how to abstain, or you're getting fat with us here.
Okay, I'll say everything.
Come on, say.
I don't know, I seriously don't know why, but I just don't want to eat anything.
Sanya, let's stuff him with burgers until he's full.
Here, show it.
I pinned him down and shoved burgers into his mouth. He was kicking his legs and spat them all out. Sanya closed his mouth so he won't spit it out.
Close your mouth, I said.
And suddenly I saw that the patrolman started to turn blue and suffocate. He turned purple. Sanya, get the burgers out of him. Something is wrong with him.
Speed it. Are you okay?
You scums! What are you doing?
Say thanks that we didn't want the 2nd level of anti-spare which you and your government so idolized. Do you remember? This is the absence of the spare to the other people. If not we, you would already die. Well, what do you think about new government system? How do you like it?
Yes, I don't like it, but this is an isolated case. Yes, I died, I feel bad. But you would receive the 2nd level of the anti-spare and would have started to develop the state. You see how far we've come. Flying cars
And your dead body.
Yes, I wouldn't like this.
Why were you suffocating? The burger didn't come to your airways. You could just breathe with your nose.
I caught a bad cold. I can't breathe with my nose. and you mindless streams put a burger in my mouth.
So tell us, how do you refuse eating the food? And we'll leave you alone.
That's what I'm saying, I don't know. I just know that I shouldn't do this and I control myself.
And you don't feel the smell, right?
That's what I'm saying, my nose is completely blocked.
Exactly. Sanya, we need some rags to plug our noses and not to feel the smell. Tore my sock and made stripes out of it. I smeared the strips with the speed and struck into my nose. I read in one scientific journal that the 80% of the taste is not the taste, but the smell. And if you eat with your nose covered the apple, it will seem like you're eating a sour potato.
You know, I have the gag reflex when something in my nose.
So it's good. If you vomit burgers, they won't be absorbed.
But I couldn't. I have the gag reflex.
Sanyok is a good fellow. He threw up, but continued to insert the pieces of the socks into his nose. Wow, it's easier now. I don't even want to eat. Now it's time to run. I ran all day, and the next day, and the next day. I was either sleeping or running, and all with these stripes in my nose. A week passed. I didn't eat anything, and I was drinking a little. I was even feeling how the weight was dropping.
It started with me, trying to get through, but my stomach was growling and sticking out. I can't do it anymore. Where's my burger?
A month passed. We almost became the skeletons, except Sanya. I think that he was eating a little. I can't get through. The chest is still too wide.
I passed it! I passed it! Goodbye, girls!
Wait, what about us?
I passed it. The ANTISPARE system will accept me back to the patrol service. And to you, c'est la vie.
Sanya, what have you done? You stuck like all of those corpses. Now you need to go without food for 1 week to get out.
Vanya, bring me the tray of burgers and some ropes. Bacon.
Are you out of your mind? You want to turn like them? Stuck and dead?
Bring them immediately. I have the plan how to get out of here.
Sanya's ideas always led to a greater catastrophe. But I was in despair, so I obeyed. I brought him 5 juicy burgers and a tray of rolls. Started eating them. I saw how he was puffing up. His fat began to hug the rod from both sides. And this is your plan? Just to eat?
Yes, this is my plan. Bring me some more with bacon and fried onion.
Brought him burgers, pizzas, rolls. He ate everything. When suddenly I saw that the rods began to diverge, apparently under the pressure of the fat. Sanya, you're a genius. You're getting fat that fast that your fat pushes the bars away.
Are you for real? For real.
Wait, you didn't have the plan?
Yeah, I didn't have the plan. But now I understand that I need to eat even faster. Bring me the pizza with pineapples.
Sanya became half a meter wide, and the bars moved back that much that I could pass through him to the other side of the fence. I escaped! Finally! Sanya, and how we are going to pull you out?
When I grew fat, my internal organs were crushed. It's over for me.
I'll come back. I'll think of something.
No, leave me.
I won't go without you.
Go and say them that you fed me yourself. It will count as the first level of the ANTISPARE. I'm your close friend, and the first level is when you don't spare your dearest and nearest for the sake of the state. With the first level, you will get to the main one, or even to the president, and stop this horror.
No, I'll come back with a jigsaw. Wait for me. I looked around and saw a red line, like a sensor that determines that you have passed the test. I moved and crossed the line, when suddenly...
Wow, what a people! You got out quickly, and I don't see any cheekbones showing. You didn't even lost any weight.
Managed to get out. I smeared myself with oil and slipped through. Your sins have already been forgiven and you were taken back as a patrolman?
ANTISPARE is very effective system. If you pass the test, you're hired again. The way I was put here to give vacations to you. Well, let's see what work you receive.
Wait, what? I'm taken for the work already?
Wait, what? Vacancies for the third level are no more longer in use.
What does it mean?
Wait, I have a message here. You are fired. Ask to your curator.
What's even happening?
The world is changing too fast. Every day new inventions, every day new laws. You need to follow the news constantly. Let's see what's on television. They might say something about it.
Dear citizens, seems that the country has reached the peak of the development. We have been developing practically nothing for a whole month.
What is he lying about? While we were sitting there for a month, they made a neuroshunt. You can connect any profession to any brain. We're developing quickly. Isn't it not for him?
Development has slowed down significantly. We still can't master space, fly beyond solar system. Indeed, citizens have become stronger. They don't spare animals, they don't spare themselves, but they still spare other people. Therefore, I propose that from this day on, the anti-spare measures will be strengthened for the sake of the space exploration. It's necessary to do many experiments where people will die, send them in batches to different planets, conduct experiments on them. What if suddenly a person is broken down to the molecules, transported and reassembled? This is necessary to invent the teleport. And for this, scientists and workers of our country need to stop sparing other people. And up from this moment, the legitimate citizen of our great country will be the one who can kill other person for the sake of our country, for the sake of humanity.
Sorry, pal, nothing personal. This is all for development of the humanity.
Forgive me, I have to kill you. It's not about me, it's about our state. It was always interesting for me. Why the murderers are always sorry before killing the victim?
I don't know, just want to clear my conscience or something.
What's the matter if you'll kill me anyway and receive the second level of the anti-spare?
Just want to.
And it's very risky to say sorry in our world. You can be punished for this too. And I know why you are sorry.
And why do you think so?
Because you're compassioning me.
Nothing of the kind.
If you weren't compassioning me, you would already killed me. But we're talking here for 3 minutes. Because I'll die anyway.
Everyone feels sorry for everyone. Everyone feels sorry for killing animals. Everyone feels sorry for himself. We just pretend that we don't feel bad and do some crazy stuff to receive the status of the anti-spare and allowance to continue living.
Sorry, but I don't feel bad for you at all. Look under there. While he was chatting, I pressed the button under the pole. In this strange country, there were buttons under every pole. I want to make the denunciation. Patrolman spares other humans. Moreover, he spares himself and animals.
Major of the Patrol Service Vasiliev, my neural networks have analyzed your conversation. A denunciation of you has grounds. You are being sent for correction. In order to get rid of spare, you will have to kill people within a month. You will kill those who could not pass the third level of the anti-spare. Don't feel sorry for them.
A threat came out from the bot and tied the patrolman's hands like handcuffs.
You little shit! I'll kill thousands of people in principle to reach the second level of the anti-spare. I'll find you!
Bot took the major away, and I started rescuing for the jigsaw or the saw to save my best friend Sanya. I only found sort of the crowbar and ran to the stadium. What I saw made me go into the shock. Sanya was dead. He was holding his favorite pineapple pizza in his hand. Almost all the fatties climbed over him and the stadium was clear. He didn't want to make his death in vain. So I went to the closest pole and pressed the button.
Ivan Kurapov, 1 second, let me check you. You don't have a level of the anti-spare. Thank you for showing civic consciousness. I'll send you to correction now. You'll only need to kill one person.
I want to denounce that I have passed the anti-spare on the first level.
First level? Do you have evidence or patrolmen supervising you? Can someone confirm?
Of course, look there. This is my close friend, Alexander Petrenko. Checking your system. He's the only close one I have left. Look at the cameras, how I force-fed him with overly nutritious burgers and straightened the bars in the stadium with his fat. I sacrificed himself to achieve my goal.
I award the first level of anti-spare. Please proceed to the area of highest authorities.
I followed the bot. He set me down into the flying limousine. Of course, limousine didn't have the driver. Maybe some other bot was leading it. Before I had time to think that I wanted to drink something, a glass of fresh juice came out. Interesting. Where are we even flying?
You're flying to the State Control Center. You will undergo training and will effectively manage people.
The limousine was driving so well that I didn't even feel any overload. Just the building and trees rushing by beneath us. I still didn't understand how they could get into the flying cars and robots into 2 months. There's definitely something wrong with this anti-spare system. It's simply impossible for the state to develop like this just by denying the self-spare, animal spare and other people's spare. Suddenly we started to gain attitude. I didn't even see the buildings below. What's happening?
The main building is located at an altitude of 500 meters above the city. There's the control center of the entire country and all the management personnel.
Suddenly the taxi stopped, the doors opened, and there was a 10 meters gap between the taxi and the building.
Come out!
Are you lagging, dumb bot? I'll just fall.
Come out. Everything will be fine. There's a force field.
I stuck my leg out and stepped. Suddenly I felt something solid, but invisible. I stood up and walked to the open door of the building. The taxi flew away. I entered the building. There were some very emotionless people. They were walking around inside. They put their hand to their ear, then went to the terminals, then insert their something, and went back to their business.
Hello, Ivan Kurapov. I'm your curator. I was informed that you received the anti-spare of the first level. We don't often have such people like you.
Not surprising, because it's hard to kill a person, especially the close one, for the sake of the state.
Are you showing sympathy here?
It's denied to sympathize?
Well, actually, sympathy is a very close feeling to the spare.
I was looking for the denunciation button here. Of course it was everywhere.
Okay, since you're a newbie, we'll close our eyes to that. After all, you're the first level of the anti-spare. We don't have a lot of people like you. Admit it. Who did you kill from the dearest and nearest?
It's none of your business. Let's get down to a business. What should be done?
Well done. You learn quickly. We don't welcome emotions here. Take this. This is your neuroshunt. Through it, you'll receive information. And through it, tasks from above will come that need to be solved quickly.
And what are these tasks?
Basically, it's the distribution of victims.
What?
Governing a country is a work with problems, cataclysms, tragedies, and at the same time, you need to develop and make the goals. In order to achieve something, human sacrifice are always needed. Sometimes less, sometimes more. You always need to take the decision. We need to choose the path. with the lowest ratio of sacrificed people and the most benefits for the state.
I didn't understand the damn thing about these victims and the profitable goals of the state.
Today, the main goal is the hyperlight engine. The other doesn't matter. If your action will speed up the development, you'll move up to the hierarchy, and maybe you'll receive the same color as I have.
They've never controlled people. I don't know how to do this.
It's not important. Now the neuroshunt will transport required skills to your brain.
Okay. A minute after, a piercing squeak was heard in my head. It grew stronger and stronger until the dark came before my eyes.
And then images rushed before my eyes, where the leaders of the planet made decisions. Some led to the victory, some led to the fail. In which cases they sacrificed people and in which they did not. All of this instantly fell on me. Oh my god, I think that I can change the world. This is so damn cool. I can't believe that such technologies were made in 2 months. Something is wrong here. Here in the flying building, everyone knows how to change the world. But not everyone can handle the daily distribution of the victim. The first time, I'll correct your decisions. By the way, the first task to you has come. Go to the computer.
I went to the computer. There was a description of the task on it. And the timer started at the top with a countdown. 3 minutes left. I began to study the task. A spaceship needs a lot of uranium. There was a fire at the uranium warehouse. There are 200 people there. If the warehouse explodes, it will kill 2,000 people from the nearest settlement. To stop the fire, the entire warehouse must be dosed with a neutralizing acid, but 200 people in the warehouse will die because they will also be dosed with acid. What decision should be made?
What an easy first task. Mine was harder. What are you thinking about? Make a decision already.
Well, we have incredible technology. Let's send bots. They will save these 200 people. Everything will be fine. And then we'll pour acid on them.
You're right. People are valuable material. But if we send robots, we'll slow down the industry by 100th of a percent.
100th of the percent? Screw it.
Screw it?
But that's not much.
The main priority is to build hyperlight space engine. Any slowdown is unacceptable.
So we need to figure out how to make robots faster.
Or maybe you're sparing people.
I'm just taking the decision.
You have 30 seconds left to solve the problem, Ivan Kurapov. Make a decision immediately. Make a decision, Ivan Kurapov. 200 people will die, or 2,000.
Yes, 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 yes. 2,000 people. Or 200 people. 2,000 people. Or 200 people. What's better? Send 200 people to the certain death but save 2,000 people? Or try to save these 200 but there's a risk that 2,000 people will die? I never thought that at 16 years I would face such a task. But in the world where ruthless move up to the career ladder, I somehow miraculously reach the top and ruled the country. The first task at this position was to deal with fire at the uranium warehouse. I, like all managers, received a task at the terminal, in which was written: a uranium warehouse caught fire. 200 people were locked in it. To put out the fire, the warehouse had to be dosed with acid, along with the people. If you don't flood the warehouse with acid and start rescuing them, there's a chance of nuclear explosion that will kill 2,000 people. This was my first task at the post of the governing a country, in which ANTISPARE was introduced.
Kurapov, make a decision immediately. While you are thinking,
The warehouse is burning. It's obvious that entire warehouse needs to be filled with acid along with the people. Okay, get to work. Organize and supervise the whole process. This needs to be done within a day. But I don't like you, Kurapov. I think that you've got the first level by a mistake. You unintentionally killed a loved one. He died by himself, and you assigned his death. Yeah? Look at the cameras, how I first fed him with the high molecular food that makes you fat right before your eyes. He got stuck between the bars, so I force fed him so the others can get through too. I saw the recordings, but it seems that this Alexander wanted to die by himself. I requested recordings with sound. Soon I'll receive the answer, and then we'll deal with you. I was trapped. I knew if the curator would hear my conversation with Sanya, he'll understand that Sanya himself wanted to be fed. Sanya himself was obsessed with food and wanted to get fed as the sweet of the light. I was actually going to save him. I said this, and I'm pretty sure that there's a sound recording of this conversation. If he finds out, then they'll remove the first level of the ANTISPARE and will send me to the recycling, where I'll have to kill one person to prove that I really don't have spare. But I understood one thing. If you don't want to be reported, report first. I need to find some dirt on the curator. After all, everyone spares something. Have you dialed the command to transport acid? Yes, I've dialed it. But there's one thing. When pilots with acid tanks fly over the uranium warehouse to dump the acid, the fumes can rise vertically and they will die, but they don't know about it either. It's suggested that they not be told. What's then? There are only 10 people there. Are we sure we can send robots there? The more you drag out the time, the more you increase the chance of explosion at the uranium warehouse. And this means 2,000 deaths. Act faster. Maybe some other autopilots. Are you sparing people? Maybe stop suspecting me in spare. You're holding back the progress. Instead of finding the solution, you suspect me in spare. I am not slowing down the progress. Everything is for the sake of progress. Let's discuss how sending robots to this accident will speed up the construction of a hyperlight space engine for the space exploration. Let's send robots there and people to the new uranium deposit. More uranium is required for the progress, but you forget that the radiation can disable electronics above the warehouse, so we'll lose the bots and we won't receive any results too. Do you even know how much resources are spent for the creation of one robot? How much people die for the creation of one robot? Around 100. And while you are talking here, you're increasing the chance of explosion on the uranium warehouse. Damn it! We need to save the people somehow! In our flying building. In just 1 minute, managers take decisions after what tens of thousands of people die. And you want to spare 200? This raises suspicions. To understand that among these 200 people there might be a genius that will accelerate the country's progress. What kind of people are there? They don't even have the second level of the ANTISPARE. Wait, what? That's where you've played yourself out, Kurapov. Turn on the television.
Attention to everyone who lives in the Lukoshkina area. Take a iodine pill, put on the respirators and close the windows. There was a powerful explosion at the uranium warehouse. 2,352 people died. They report that another 1,000 may die too.
Well, what did you wait for? You felt sorry for 200 people. Now you have to sort it out yourself. Look at the new task on the terminal. I looked at the computer and the task was updated there. To eliminate the consequences, it's recommended to send people without ANTISPARE level. Those who spare animals and themselves. We'll need 5,000 of them. They'll go to a certain death. Or you can send high-class specialists with high-quality equipment. They will also die, but no more than 500 people will be required. In the liquidation of consequences of nuclear explosion, speed is required, and therefore, the more people, the better. Therefore, take this into account, Mr. Manager of the first level of ANTISPARE. Come on! Is there any way to avoid deaths? And what did you think? How to govern a large state in your opinion? I don't know. Robots. We need more robots. Robots are the most complex invention. They're the most expensive and take the most time to produce. But that is not even the main problem. And what is the main problem? You forget that in radiation zone there's a strong interference on radio signals and the electronics. Robots will be just damaged there. Solve your problem and I'll go to the boss. A senior manager is calling me. He's the one who works with president himself. Okay, let's send 500 highly qualified specialists with good ammunition. At least we'll save 5,000 people. This time, without thinking and without threat of regret, I sent 500 people to the certain death. Yes, 500 people will die, but I felt some sort of the satisfaction. There was no other way. I saved 5,000 lives. Maybe through these 5,000 there will be a geniuses that will speed up the development. What? I started thinking like those bureaucrats. Think in terms of ANTISPARE. I don't want to be like that. I want to remain a human. Or maybe I need to be like that, so everything works and develops. Kurapov, what have you done? As soon as I turned away for a minute, you made a stupid decision. What? What happened? Turn on the internal television. Oh, okay.
The emergency situation continues to escalate in the Lukoshkina area. We managed to take an interview from one of the residents.
What the hell is going on up there? Where are their brains? Why haven't they cleaned the consequences of the radiation yet, huh? Radiation is spreading with a terrible force. 1,000 people will soon die from radiation sickness. And what are these smart guys at the top doing? They sent 500 people with high-tech equipment. Who needs that? We need 10,000 people to eliminate the consequences. How many people we have walking around without level of ANTISPARE? They should have been thrown to eliminate the consequences. Or do they spare other people? They are only scammers at the management. They have the first level, yeah. They're only mama's boys at the top, who feel sorry even for mosquito. Hey, you up there! We need a lot of people. The more, the better. People! Your problem has received a resonance. What have you done, you moron? Now we all will lose our positions. Screw these positions. We'll have to kill the loved one again to get back to our positions. I understood what this was leading to. I had a proven method to such cases. The denunciation button was pressed. I want to complain about my curator. He doesn't even have the third level of the ANTISPARE. Look at the cameras, he spares himself.
The denunciation has been accepted. My neural networks have analyzed your dialogue. Signs of spare have been found. Kurator Sibonenko, your ANTISPARE status has been eliminated. You're being sent for recycling.
You bastard! Ah! A glowing thread came out from the bot. It wrapped itself around the curator's hands and took him away. Ivan Kurapov, I'm your new curator. We have the shortage of people with the first level of the ANTISPARE because everyone informs on each other. There are fewer and fewer people and no new people arriving, so I won't be able to devote much time to you. Are you sparing that there's not enough people? Huh? No, what are you talking about? There's just a lot more work for one person now. Are you sparing yourself? No, I don't spare myself. That's how it should be. The more work, the more tasks, the better it is for progress. You're wasting a lot of time on Cheta. You're slowing down the progress of creating the Hyperlight engine. And this is the main priority of the ANTISPARE. Yes, indeed. You have a new task. Look in the terminal. What? Other task? How much more? You're a newbie. You just haven't gotten used to it yet. Check your computer every 10 seconds. All 500 specialists are dead. The accident is not even eliminated by 10%. Immediate liquidation of the accident in the Lokoshkino area is required. Precipitation continues to spread. Every minute is 100 new deaths. Therefore, it's necessary to send 10,000 people without a certificate of ANTISPARE. The chance of survival is 0%. Or send 1,000 highly qualified specialists with high-tech equipment. The probability of their survival is 10%, but the development of the hyperlight engine will slow down by 1/1000th of the percent. Solve it. I have a lot of my own problems. Sorry, I won't help you now. Okay, let's throw people there. 10,000 people. Send 10,000 people on liquidation of consequences of the nuclear explosion. After making this decision, I just stared to the nowhere, and I didn't even notice how the several hours passed, when suddenly the terminal beeped again. All 10,000 people died. The liquidation of the accident is not finished. What? But the precipitation is spreading more slowly. Phew. Now 2 people are dying every minute. About 3,000 per day. Options. Leave everything as is, or send 1,000 highly qualified specialists with high-class equipment and reduce the death rate. I'm confused. I need an advice. I called this coward colleague. Share your thoughts on what to do here. What there to think about? Leave it as is. Only 2 people per minute will die. But at this rate, 3,000 people die a day, and maybe 90,000 die a month. Exactly. Then send 1,000 special forces with equipment. They will be able to eliminate the consequences. Are you sure they would? Anyway, don't bother me. I have a task here. 90,000 people are at stake. What? And what task do you have? Don't tell anyone, but we have a rat in our flying building. The rat has a legitimate status of the ANTISPARE. If the rat continues the sabotage, 90,000 people will die. And I have a choice, either to kill all the managers, this is you and me, or find a solution, how to figure out to find a rat that sabotage decisions leading to death of a large population. And then I wondered who this saboteur was, because of whom can 90,000 die. Your Honor, I propose that Kurapov be executed by burning at the stake. Please explain the essence of the accusation. 90,000 people will die because of him, because he regretted sending 200 people to their death when he needed to dose a burning uranium warehouse with neutralizing acid. He deliberately dragged his feet because he spared those 200 people. And this is against the laws of the ANTISPARE. This is the rat, this is the saboteur. I identified him. I'm not a rat, what are you talking about? The uranium warehouse exploded after a few hours after assigning task. The pilots wouldn't have had time to come there with the neutralizing acid. Even if so, do you remember what happened next? You spared sending 5,000 people to the certain death to eliminate the consequences. They would have prevented the accident, and then they would have prevented the spread of the radiation. Even 5,000 wouldn't have been able to succeed. Your Honor, Kurapov was warned in his own terminal that there's a clear rule for eliminating the consequences of the radioactive explosions. And it says that the more consequences are sent to prevent the spread of radiation, the higher the chance of defeating it. He knew this all and sent only 1,000. The accident has not been fixed yet, and it needs to be sent more and more people to eliminate the consequences of it. This is what the spare leads to. Spared 200 people and paid with 90,000 lives. Oh great ANTISPARE, glory to you, thanks that you still exist. I was trapped. Logically, I was that one saboteur, because of which this whole snowball of continuous effects happened. I spared pouring acid at the 200 people at the uranium warehouse to quickly stop the fire, but because I was sparing them, the nuclear explosion happened. I thought deeply. Maybe the anti-spare is the right system. Tens of thousands of people would be alive if I hadn't shown spare once. It seems I really am to blame. Maybe I should accept the blame. No, that's bullshit! Anti-spare can't be a good system. People are the most important thing on the planet. But I need to somehow turn the tide of this trial. And I had an idea. And I think you should check my curator. He feels sorry for himself, his life, and his place in the government of Partus, right in front of you. I'm absolutely sure that he spares people. Check his first level of the anti-spare. There's something wrong there. A murky story. Note, he was given the task to find the saboteur who was causing the death of 90,000 people. There was a choice, either to find saboteur or to liquidate the whole management department. And he himself was a part of this management department. Well, they are going to eliminate me. And what if I'm not a saboteur? We will lose time and fall behind the development of the Hyperlight engine. And what do you propose to do, Kurapov? Eliminate the whole management department. This way, we'll definitely delete the rat. A break is announced. I need to consult with the president. A liquidation of the whole management department is a very serious decision. It can greatly slow down the development of the Hyperlight engine. I'll be away for a while. I'll be back soon. You're spareful bastard. You feel sorry for your pathetic ass. And you're afraid of making the manly anti-spare decision. Well, they'll deprive us of first level. No big deal. We'll kill a loved one again and receive the first level. I don't spare anything for the sake of anti-spare. I was pretty good at playing the anti-spare fanatic. I also don't spare anything for the sake of anti-spare. Yes, you say that when you realize that you're cooked. What a winklings you have in the government. Remember, I see everything through you. I didn't see anything. I played and realized one truth. Every person spares something. And if he spares nothing, that means he spares himself. You got here through connections. Admit, what close one you killed. I have a right not to disclose this information. Silence! I know everything about you and some other curators. I didn't knew anything. It was just bluff. I knew it, Zhenya blabbed. Well, so you know, Zhenya didn't kill anyone either. And you know why? Because all the Zhenya relatives are in our management. That local worker was telling the truth. There are only mama's boys here. But you won't succeed. We have everything under control. You'll be removed. Everyone, silence! Kurapov, the president wants to see you. Come with me. President? Kurapov, please, don't give me up. They'll remove me, my relatives, and Zhenya. Thanks for reminding me to do that. The judge was leading me through the corridors. We got up to the elevator and went up to the top floor. So, the president works here. Well, as I see, you don't even have a collar. Damn, you didn't even pass the probationary period, and such a honor, go to the president. Here's your collar. You can't go to the president without it. And why do I even need this? This is an additional privilege. It increases the speed of data transfer via neuroshunt by 100 times. I put on a collar and felt a tingling sensation. When I tried to take this off, the sensation got stronger. It's definitely a trap. Okay, I'll deal with the collar later. We entered the presidential office, which looked like a hall. I saw the president sitting next to the terminal, which size was like a pool table. The graphs and numbers were running across it. He didn't even turn around and look at us. Excuse me, Mr. President, I brought you Ivan Kurapov, a suspect in the sabotage. This here. You may go, Your Honor. The judge left, and the president continued to go about his business as if nothing had happened. Are you sick or something? Ask the narration through the collar to give you immunity. Nah, Mr. President, I'm fine. It's good that everything is fine. Everything is fine with him. And with country, not everything is fine. So, here we'll sacrifice 10 million people. And here we'll send 100,000 people. Excuse me, you were calling me. Why? Here 10,000. Listen, I'm rather busy right now. Wait a little. I waited for the several hours while the president was deciding the fate of the people. Okay, I've sorted this out for now. And you're our Kurapov. Kurapov. He started irritating me. It was as if he deliberately mangled my last name. Oh, never mind, Kurapov. I was told that you suggested eliminating the whole management department and thereby getting rid of the saboteur. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. We'll eliminate the whole management team. But we won't just remove the first level of the ANTISPARE. We'll kill everyone. So we'll definitely get rid of the saboteur. It was too tough. I wasn't ready to die. We'll bring everyone to the stadium, tie them up, and pour them with the gasoline. And we'll sell tickets for 10,000. And for million, we'll give the opportunity to throw a match and burn down the stupid and rich government. I guess the people will be glad. What do you think, Kurapov? Burning is useless. Send us all to clean the uranium mess. You forget that people always need a scapegoat and need to be shown a culprit of the problem. And if the president will provide this to them, then my ratings will skyrocket and I'll be able to continue the anti-spare policy in order to complete the hyperlight. If I'll be burned anyway, please tell me, what's the point of this hyperlight engine and why it's so important? Kurapov, you won't be burned. What? Moreover, you'll be the head of a new government, which you'll recruit yourself. You are the highest level of the anti-spare. You was about to kill yourself to find the saboteur. You were ready to burn alive. Although of course I was bluffing. What kind of archaism is this? We're a high-tech country. But I'm just 16. I know, but you have a collar. It amplifies the narration by 10 times. You can upgrade yourself to the level of the Einstein. I'll send you information about the hyperlight engine by narration right now. There was a strong pain in my neck. Pictures of the ship, some different hypotheses, formulas flashed before my eyes. I clearly understood what needed to be done in the process of the hyperlight engine. But I didn't know one thing. Why? Go ahead, recruit a new management. Candidates with the first level of the anti-spare selected by the neutron networks were approaching to me. They all came up, and very quickly I've got 100 people. When suddenly I've seen a similar face in the distance. Major of the Patrol Service Vasiliev? Kurapov, I told you that I would find you. I will just pass the interview and you're done for. Have you killed a dearest one? And not just one. All to catch you, you little piece of Anyway, what are you even doing here? Are you being judged? I'm the president's chief commissioner here. What? Forgive me. I'll do anything for the sake of anti-spare. I'm conducting a recruiting. By the way, you're late. Okay then, I'll fly down and clean the robots. Wait, I accept you. Moreover, you'll be my right hand. Since you're a scumbag and I need to know how such ruthless people think, I will use your thoughts. Okay, I'll help you. The main task now is speeding up the construction of the damn hyperlight engine.
I always thought about this and never understand why the managers didn't realize this. All we need to do is increase the number of the hyperlight launches with different hypotheses. I mean, like, test the new hypothesis as often as possible.
But if you speed up the testing of the hypothesis, the pipes may overheat and the prototype may explode, and twice as much uranium will be needed.
Oh well, not a big deal. We'll just send the compassionate ones there.
Yeah, it was worth it that I took him. Maybe for the sake of the progress, we really need to stop sparing other people. Antispare was like a very logical system for me. It worked, and the progress accelerated. So, 10,000 people die in the uranium mines. Well, let 20 die. I set a task, and after a few days one of the hypotheses gave a result. Managed to move the prototype faster than the speed of the light so far, but only for 1 meter.
Well done, Kurapov. No one before you managed to achieve the progress of creating the hyperlight engine. Wait.
What?
Are you an idiot? What have you done, you idiot? Have you doubled the frequency of checking the hypothesis? And didn't you think about the cooling? Hyperlight pipes don't cool down. Damn! If the uranium inside those hyperlight tubes overheats, there will be an explosion. But that's not the worst thing. We'll lose the prototype and we'll be thrown back in several months.
And you can send robots there. They'll have the interference with the electronics and it will get even worse.
And you think I don't know about the robots? The main thing is that the pipe is 20 centimeters in the diameter and 10 meters long. No one can get in it.
Even if the person crawls there, he will go blind because of the radiation and will have to scoop the uranium by feeling.
Go, call your administration and think about it.
I announced a meeting in horror. All the managers were finding the solution enthusiastically, and I fell into despair.
Chief Commissioner of the President, why did you decide that the person cannot fit in the hyperlight tubes?
20 centimeters is the diameter of the tube. People won't get through.
You forget that a child of 4 or 5 years can easily fit through a pipe with such diameter.
What?
We'll just tie the child up, lower him upside down to the hyperlight tube, and make him tie the end of the rope to the battery. And then we'll easily pull out the uranium charge.
You'll pull out of the tube just a meat burned by the radiation.
And are you sparing people?
What are you doing? Do you want to put children in the radioactive pipes?
That's right. The pipe is 20 centimeters in the diameter. The adults cannot fit through. The robots will have the interference with the electronics because of the radiation, and they'll fail.
And how do you make it?
Tie the rope to the little legs and lower them the head down. They need to crawl by a 10-meter pipe and tie the cable to the uranium battery that could explode at any moment. Then we'll take out the battery and dispose of it in the safe place.
And get the child out.
And the child will only have strength to crawl and secure the battery. Then he'll go blind. We don't need such character in our state, an unnecessary hassle with the disabled ones.
I protest. Children are valuable material. We need to make another option.
You're sparing children, aren't you? You're just pulling out the time. Colleagues, while Kurapov is telling the time, the pipes are heating up by 1 degree every hour. If we hold out for 24 hours, we won't be even able to put the child in there, because he will just be boiled at the very beginning. Either we start right now, or I ask you to consider the refusal of the Commissioner Ivan Kurapov as the act of despair. He will have to be removed from position.
I was trapped again in this world It was impossible to show spare, and I had the highest level of the anti-spare. To get this level, you need to kill the loved one. Of course I didn't do this. I received this level by trickery. And of course I couldn't send children to their deaths and put them into the radioactive hyperlight tubes. And there was no guarantee that the children would be able to crawl to these batteries and attach a rope to them to pull out the red hot batteries. Why the hell does our country even need a hyperlight engine? It wasn't clear to me. Yes, we'll save the prototype of the hyperlight engine, but at what cost? The price of children's lives, but I had no choice. To be fair, I was afraid more for myself, not for the children. I don't spare children. Why should I spare children at all? They're the most useless segment of the population. Okay, I set the task in the terminal. Find 10 smartest children without the level of the anti-spare aged 4 or 5 years old. We'll quickly train them, and so they do not resist, we'll inject them. I applied to the narrow shunt to look at the library of the substances. We'll inject them non-besteam. They won't feel anything and they'll just follow our orders. Don't you feel sorry for children at all? No, I don't spare them at all. And why do you ask me such questions? Well, I don't know, it seemed that you were slow in completing the task. I'll help you. I'll check. Hey, Vasiliev, come here. Do you think I don't know what you are doing? You want to catch me on spare to denounce me, just as I denounced you once. But believe me, you won't be succeed. I am the anti-spare. I don't spare anything. And I'll prove it. You know what? The very first one who'll go to the radioactive pipe and grab the uranium battery will send... Vitya Vasiliev. He's turning 5 soon. He's much smarter than the other 4 years old. But his head is still so small that it can fit through 20 centimeters pipe. Wait, that's my... Continue. This is your son. I don't hear you. Are you sparing your son for the needs of the state? Huh? I'm ready to make this sacrifice for the sake of anti-spare. Don't forget who is in front of you. I'm the president, chief commissioner. I have the database to any person on earth. And I know that you have a 3-year-old daughter. We'll send your second. Lisa? But she's too weak to secure the cable to the battery. We're making this for the progress. To achieve the hyperlight engine and move through the space. Or are you sparing children? Huh? Okay, let's prepare 60 children at once. We have 20 tubes. For each one child, and 2 in reserve. I skillfully learned how to play a game of anti-spare. Of course, I felt bad for the children. Incredibly bad. A few hours later, kids were standing in the row, already stoned, and they were listening to my instructions. I welcome you all. So, you are all heroes, real superheroes. You will all go to carry out the most important task in our country. No one but you will be able to do this. Robots break down because the invisible waves damage their nickel circuits. But those waves, they don't affect you in any way. They're harmless for you. You need to crawl through a pipe for 10 meters. At the end, there will be a glowing uranium battery. You'll need to attach the cable to the handle of the uranium battery and quickly get out of there. If anyone from you will succeed, everyone will receive the immune status of the anti-spare. By the way, does someone know what's the immune status of the anti-spare? I know, this is the ANTISPARE certificate in which you don't have to kill anyone and no one can take it away. Right you are. And this certificate will be given to your parents too. By the way, what's your name, boy? My name is Vitya. Oh, Vitya. I thought that I'll come up with something, or something will happen as it always happened, and I'll escape this hard situation. But it was getting more and more into the dead end. The entire state machine was watching at me. Mr. Kurapov, the briefing of the children is over. Release the first one. And who you sent first? Major Vasiliev. Release Vitya. Vitya? Are you sure? That's not very logical. He's the most nimble. Maybe we should experiment with the more stupid children at first. Nuances and new facts will emerge. Maybe there's no way to get that uranium battery at all. But this way, we'll save Vitya. I know what you are doing, Kurapov. You're making me show despair, but it won't work. I got rid of whole my family except the children. I have no more loved ones. But now, the time has come. It's time to sacrifice them for the sake of great ANTISPARE. I felt that we both were playing this game of ANTISPARE. We were like cars rushing along each other on the highway. And it was only left to wait. Who turned first? The one who turned will fall into the ditch. And the one who didn't turn will stay alive and will continue moving on. But what if no one will turn? Damn it, admit your spare! You feel bad for him. He is your son. I won't denounce you. Admit it. You denounced me twice. Why should I believe you? Just if you don't admit it, I'll go all the way. Believe me, I don't spare your son. Moreover, I have a plan. I want to make a coup d'etat. I'm the closest one to the president, and I need your help. You know, you're right, but there's one thing. I don't trust you. He pressed the denunciation button. The robot flew in. Check Ivan Kurapov on cameras. Check the sound. He planned the sabotage against the ANTISPARE. This is the worst crime.
Access denied.
What?
Access denied.
You stupid bot! Check on cameras! He planned the sabotage against the ANTISPARE!
Access denied.
What's happening? Bot A246. What's the reason for the refusal?
Ivan Kurapov, the President Chief Commissioner. On a person of such level can only make a denunciation by another Chief Commissioner. I cannot accept the denunciation. Access denied.
You may go. Bot 246. Wow, I didn't even know that you can snitch on me. But I can snitch on you. Come on, denounce me, but please, leave my son alive. I won't snitch on you. Moreover, I'll need you. What? I'll do anything for you. Just say what to do. I have an idea, but I can't share it. I think that Daniel Roshund and the caller are listening to us. Please, trust me. If you think that I'll do something scary, do not interfere, okay? Okay. So, the very first entrance in the radioactive tube we'll make with the smartest child, Vitya Vasiliev. I analyzed the data and it turns out that we have a special material which has the best thermal insulation in the world. So the child is not too hot and will able to crawl to the end of the pipe and tie the rope. Unfortunately, it lets the radiation through. While we were talking here, the pipes heated up for 50 degrees, and this is necessary. And my dad told me when I'll complete the task, he'll buy me Lego for 5,000 pieces. And I will assemble the hyperlight engine out of it, and I'll help the country to develop. Yes, Vitya. And I'll buy you the new VR console. Come on, put on this anti-thermal cover. Oh, yeah, sure. I personally supervised this task, but sitting in the comfortable chair through my terminal. The prototype of the Hyperlight engine was on the ground, around 1 kilometer from us. The children were taken there too. I saw one of the employees stuffing a moving black bag, full of hopes to play Lego. I was spareless. Suddenly, our building shook. A hum and rumble began to be heard. All the terminals switched off, and the voice of the president was heard in my communicator. Damn, Kurapov, what have you done? You explode our most priority task, the prototype of the Hyperlight engine. But that's not even the main problem. We have a new nuclear explosion. Everyone in the flying building, take a lying position. Fasten yourselves with the belts thrown from the floor. Our flying building will now be transferred 100 kilometers from the epicenter of the nuclear explosion. And you, Kurapov, urgently send 10,000 people without anti-spare certificate to eliminate the consequences of the nuclear explosion. I hope that this will be enough. And if not, send 100,000. And in the meantime, I'll figure out how the explosion actually happened. You promised everything will be okay with my children, but in the end, you killed my son with your own hands. Not everything is so clear. You personally forced my son to dismantle the uranium batteries with his bare hands. Wait, calm down. We wanted to construct together the toy Hyperlight engine. I can't talk here. Maybe they are listening to us. Let's fly to the restaurant Sky. So the prototype of the Hyperlight engine exploded, you have a nuclear catastrophe, you send 10,000 people to the certain death to eliminate the consequences of the nuclear explosion, and you just want to go to rest in the restaurant? Yes. You're the true embodiment of the ANTISPARE. So will you fly with me? They say that they have Synthusium. I haven't tried it, but they say that it annihilates the feeling of despair completely. I finally got this limping man come out with me from the main building. Everything was wiretaped here. I needed to tell him something. We sat down into my flying limousine. Yes, I was still a President Chief Commissioner, despite the fact that while my reign there was a nuclear disaster. The limousine stopped. I realized it by the clouds that slowed down and stopped too. The flying cars were equipped with gravity compensators. There were no difference while moving or standing. Waitress, 2 portions of the Synthusium. Waitress, 4 portions. Hey, why are you accelerating? I need you to be conscious. They brought us a beautiful canisters. There was a huge button. If you press it, they release steam and liquid. You inhale and swallow at the same time. When you use it, all your feelings become dulled. The same about the spare. I didn't use it because I didn't want to be hooked, so I pulled it away. Don't drink this shit. I didn't bring you here for this. The thing is that this place was designed for managers, so they can take a break from incoming messages. There's a blocking field here that doesn't let the signals in and doesn't let them out too. That's why no one will listen to us. So, I have 2 news. One good and one bad. After what you've done to my son, there is no good news for me. Your son is alive. What? But how? Heat insulating fabric! The bag! Yep. You just put something in the bag and told everyone that this was just for the child that won't be burned by walls to crawl to the end and secure the cable to the uranium battery. Yeah, but the bag was moving. A dog. And the explosion? I just put a firecracker then, so it will make a chain reaction. Damn, and what is the bad news? The explosion was too extreme, so I had to send 10,000 people to eliminate the consequences. Just for your son. For your son, 10,000 people died. Ah, to hell with them. Without the level of antispare, we would have wasted them anyway. I'm sorry, overheated with joy that my son has survived. Wait, I'm getting cold. Isn't there a field that doesn't let the signals? It's the president. Hello? Kurapov, what the hell are you? I told you that sending 10,000 people to eliminate the consequences of the nuclear disaster are not enough. You should have sent 100,000. They don't have time to clean up the mess. By the way, I was sent something about you. Come to me. We need to talk in person. Sure, Mr. President. I was denounced. He knows something. Couple of minutes. I was flying in the flying limousine into the flying building. I wondered if I, 16-year-old boy, would twist a president with my own hands. That's strange, but there wasn't any security near to him. Only one robot. It's too weak. Connected to the neuroshunt. Chose some martial arts. And the pictures flew in front of me. I shook. I felt like I was really training. I felt pain and punches all over my body. The hook from the right, the hook from the left. My head hurted like crazy. And then I fainted. Maybe it was a knockout. Days of trains passed in seconds. And the pain was also multiplied in 100 times. Neuroshunt, disconnect me. I can't take it anymore. I could barely move my parts of the body. Bruises appeared on my skin. I barely came to the president's office. Come in. I'll be right there. Wait, did you just say the combined course of jiu-jitsu and kickboxing? Well, yeah. I train so not to waste time and advance the system of the ANTISPARE and accelerate our high-tech progress of our state. Yeah, tell me. They sent me some recordings about you. Listen to them.
I just put a firecracker.
Damn! What a disgusting, vile bastard! I agree. He is a damn bastard. He sacrificed 10,000 people for his children, your reputation, and he turned you into me. I came across another post. Take a look. He showed me a video where I fed Sanya with high molecular boogers, so he will get fat and move the bars apart with his fat. Yeah, I force-fed him to move apart with his fat the bars and make my goals. Isn't this the first level of the ANTISPARE? Ay, it's bad to lie. Listen with the sound.
Tanya, I won't leave you. I'll find the soul and sew you out from this fence.
I realized that I have no choice and used a choke on the president. It happened by itself. I mastered such cool techniques. It was very cool and lightning fast. I held the president's throat with an iron grip. Suddenly, my body arched and the foam came out of my mouth. The jaws were so tight that some of the teeth crumbled. And you, for real? You thought that you would destroy the ANTISPARE with the jiu-jitsu? I directly control your color with my neuroshunt. What the? But I didn't tell you the main thing. What? Through your color, I can listen to your thoughts. So you knew everything about me? Everything. And you made me your chief commissioner? Yes, made you a chief commissioner. But why? The ANTISPARE has one drawback. Yes, the sharp increase in progress. People don't spare themselves, other people, and even the loved ones. They act effectively like robots. That's the point. Like robots. Fast, efficient, and purposeful. But the factor of the failure completely disappears. Yeah, but this is cool. It's good. No, that's not cool. The failures are cool. Huh? Mistakes make science. Mistakes drive progress. Without mistakes, any progress is impossible. You made a mistake. By doubling the checking of the hypothesis on the hyperlight engine. Well, yeah. And all these anti-spare comrades who killed all their families for the sake of first level, they would have chickened out if they have increased the frequency of the hypothesis even by 10%. But you doubled it! Oh god, no one will go for that. But that's not even my fault. This traitor major advised me that, and I, a fool, listened. By trusting this bastard, you made a mistake. What's good about that? Now 100,000 people are eliminating the consequences of the nuclear disaster that I initiated. You forgot that you have moved the ship faster than the speed of the light for 1 meter. I reviewed the reports, and the main thing is that because of the overheated uranium batteries, the malforming of the space is possible, and you can slip through there to move faster than the speed of the light. We would have tested thousands of the hypotheses, killed millions of people to come up to this. No one, not even the most perilous, would create a radioactive hazard, kill thousands of people in order to overheat the uranium batteries. Everyone knows that overheating of the nuclear processors is the worst thing. No one would risk it, no one would do this. If I would knew what this leads to, I wouldn't do it too. Every state system needs the people who will break the laws, cheat on rules, cheat, or as in your case, just be stupid. Only in this way the system becomes stronger. The bunch of rules and the strict implement turns the society into the robots. That's why I decided to give you a free rein and see what happens. And I didn't regret it. Since you decided to share, please tell me, why the hell is this hyperlight engine is required for the sake of saving humanity? That's why the main priority. For this, we have to sacrifice millions and even billions. What do you mean? Sorry, can't tell you anymore, but I can give you the immune certificate of the antispare of first level. No one will be able to report you or remove your status of the antispare. And now, spare whatever you want and go for your business. How can I get rid of this collar? No way, it has grown into your nervous system. If you ripped out, you would have a brain hemorrhage. Now go. The first thing I did is asking the database about the collar device. Access was blocked. What was I even thinking about? With this device, the president controls all the managers. But suddenly, I've seen a similar person passing by. Kurapov? You are here? Aren't you supposed to be? Do you want to ask me why I'm not at the recycling? Or not cleaning the consequences of the nuclear explosion where everyone is sent who showed spare? No, I didn't. Oh, you bitch! I didn't even expect that you would turn out into such rottenness! What are you doing? You wanted to kill me when you recommended to increase the frequency of checking the hypothesis on the hyperlight engine. Made a direct denunciation to the president. Although I, for your son, sacrificed everything. Forgive me, Vanya. I worked in the patrol service. ANTISPARE has changed me. I made such things. I made people break the kittens' legs and watch them suffer. I always went to my goals through the corpses. This is how I turned out. And you, Vanya, how do you always manage to sleep away? That's none of your business. I don't trust you anymore, and I won't tell you anything. And what are you going to do with me now? I want you to make a coup d'etat in the anti... It seems I have a block on the thoughts of the treason. I can't even think about the end of the... You know, I had a schizophrenic uncle. Of course I killed him, and of course he wasn't a great relative, but I received the first level. That's not the point. I learned something about schizophrenia, and it turns out that schizophrenics can think in 2 or even 3 streams at the same time. What a douchebag you are. But a helpful douchebag. I connected to the neuroshunt and started to learn everything about the psychiatry. It turned out that schizophrenics really can think in 2 or 3 streams. But the most interesting thing, that the normal people can do this too. There are even practitioners who teach this, and this is quite simple. In ordinary thoughts, we use the first stream. We say the words to ourselves. But you can think not in words, but in pictures. This launches the second stream. One the verbal, and the second one is visual. And the main thing, that they work in the same time. And I started to pronounce cats. What a beautiful cats. I like to pet cats. Imagining that I'm entering the presidential office to find some weakness to eliminate the president. We need to drive the main cat away from the window where he was lounging for too long. Otherwise, he might drop the flower of life, with his long tail. No way, you told a complete nonsense, but I understood everything. The cat is the president? I'll wait until he falls asleep, and I'll go to his floor. I try to report to the president about my affairs every 20 or 30 minutes, in order to track when president falls asleep and begin the penetration. I was walking through the corridors, pretending that I had some business on the presidential floor, and I was always thinking about cats. There was a bot flying near to the entrance of the presidential office.
Access to the president is blocked for everyone.
Bot 7274, please remind me of the basic program of ANTISPARE robots.
The program states that the robot must not by its action or inaction cause harm to the president.
Thing is that I came to check the president's security, and you with your actions are preventing me from checking his security, what means you can potentially pose danger to the president. The robot was silent. It seemed to creak, but nothing happened. So, do I go? The robot was silent, as if he was lagging. I didn't expect that I'll shout him out that quickly. I walked into the presidential office and walked into the terminal. It was the size of the pool table. I started looking for information about what is a hyperlight engine and how it should save the humanity. And it seemed that I found what I was looking for. But there were 2 folders. One was called a hyperlight engine, and the second one was called a time machine. I opened it and
Who gave you permission to take my cookie?
I'm just... it was laying up here. So you decided to break down the door to my office and eat it? Well, yeah, because only you get such cookies, and I don't know where to buy them. No one brings them. I bake by myself. Would you share a recipe? Stop playing the show, Kurapov. Admit, what are you doing in my office? And how did the combat robot let you here? The robot itself lagged, and I came for the smell of cake. In fact, I really sneaked into the president's office by disarming a security robot. I tried to find out why the president is throwing all the country forces to create a hyperlight engine, and why it's so in secret. But I found something completely different. There was a folder called Time Machine. I managed to explore it a little, and it was Strange Time Machine. The thing that it didn't quite... Not quite? What's not quite with you there? Ah, damn! The thought came to him. Great, only the last one. I forgot that I need to think in two streams. The thing is that I had a collar that was connected to my nervous system, and the president could directly read my thoughts. That's why I played out the circus with the cake, to make a distractive stream of thoughts that was red. And I made a second stream of thoughts with images and pictures, so the collar won't see it. Not quite. The cake was not quite baked. The jam inside was just right, but the cookie inside not quite baked. The president approached to the terminal. He clicked something there and quickly turned to look at me. What do you know? Say something. And why do you always think about cats and food? I like to pet cats and to eat. I don't need anything else in life, so I'm always thinking about it. Did you somehow change your thoughts and bypass the system? Okay, here you go. The pain twisted in my body into an arc. The jaws clenched so hard that one of the tooth crumbled. The pain was too strong and it was impossible to think in two streams. The cat disappeared from my head and he could read one of my thoughts. Why he directly into the nervous system? Uh-huh. So you know something about the time machine, yeah? And what did you learn about the hyperlight engine? What? You like when the puss is ginger but not a dark? Here you go, puss. Please, no! Well, you didn't find out anything. By the way, it's cool that you changed your thoughts. Come on, share how did you make it. We need to improve the system. I'll tell everything, but take off this collar. I won't take it. How would I control you then? And how would you control me if you can't read my thoughts? Really? Watch yourself and without jokes. I'll enter the password to remove the collar. So, now tell me, how did you bypass the mind-reading system through the collar? Oh! How cool! I told him the technique of thinking in two streams. The color system was clearly not finished, and the president set a task to rework it. Soon it will be fixed. Cool. It's not for nothing that I'm keeping you. You're advancing science faster than I thought. But your action became too dangerous for me. You're too close for me. And now tell, what do you know about the time machine? First, say, what are you going to do with me? I didn't remove you after you killed 150,000 people. I left you as my chief commissioner after you tried to overthrow me. I keep you for development of the progress. I need to improve the time machine. About the time machine, I've learned a lot. And that this is not a time machine, but rather a flash drive of time, with which you can access to the internet of the future. And you looked at the technologies of the future and downloaded them to the present. That's why there was a technological leap. And not because the ANTISPARE was introduced. Yeah, you are right. But ANTISPARE is still required for you to be an internal president. Is that what you needed for? Cool conversation with the president. I was holding a collar when unexpectedly, even for me, I grabbed the president and locked the neuro collar on his neck. What have you done? I ran to the terminal, found the collar control service and pressed the first button. When suddenly I heard a choral cry, as if thousands of people were screaming behind the walls. Idiot, you pressed the button to neurostrike all the managers! Turn it off immediately! I'm about to lose consciousness! I disabled the neuro hit of the whole management department. I figured out how to do a single neurostrike, found my collar number, and turned on the neurostrike again, but only for the president. Please, stop! How do you like the ANTISPARE? Huh? Do you like when the ANTISPARE with the power is near to you? I watched with pleasure how the president was twitching with the neurostrike. I beg you! Do you know how I was begging when they made me run around the stadium to lose that much weight that I'll fit into the 20 centimeters gap? Do you know how hundreds of thousands people who involved in liquidation of nuclear consequences, who clean up the nuclear waste with their bare hands beg? All the nuclear explosions were because of you idiot! It was you who came up with this damn hyperlight engine. I didn't make people mine tons of uranium, make those uranium warehouses that exploded. None of that would have happened if not your damn hyperlight engine and your antispare. Stop, please. I do everything. Damn. I think that I overdid it. But I found him so disgusting that in my heart I hoped that he would finally hit the bucket. But I needed him alive. I didn't know anything about hyperlight engine, and I needed to know how to use the flash drive of time, and also how to cancel the antispare in the country. Hey President, wake up! Oh, who are you? What are you doing in my office? Kurapov, is that you? Why am I wearing a collar? And now tell me, why the hell do you need that hyperlight engine? I'll tell you now. Here in the terminal, you need to be given an access code. I'll insert it. Wait! Don't forget about the collar. I have connected to your thoughts. And I know that you're about to declare a state of emergency to save you. Then I can do it. How are you thinking in 2 streams? For this you need to train tenaciously. But I don't advise you. If I'll understand that you're thinking in 2 streams, I'll make a neurostrike for several hours. Did you understand me? He added my number as the chief manager of the administration. Step away from the terminal. Let me see what we have here. I figured out how to use the flash drive of time. You had to choose a year and go to the internet of that year. But there were only years up to 2045. In 2045, the internet ended. Well, maybe the flash drive works only for 20 years forward. I started studying future. More precisely, the internet of the future. Whoa! Kanye West went broke and started working as the cashier, and antispare was flourished there. Laws were tightened as much as they could, and in 2033 there was no person left without the status of the antispare, and humanity decreased by 3 times. By the 2032 we'll ruin 2/3 of the planet just for the sake of your goddamn antispare. You goddamn moron! Are you ready to kill so many people for the sake of your presidency? Think as you wish, but believe me, this is necessary for salvation of whole humanity. Screw your nonsense! I'm cancelling everything! I have the authority, so where is the legislative base here? I can perfectly cancel the law. First, I'm cancelling antispare. From August 20th, you no longer need to be spareless to have civil rights and work. Now you can even spare a blade of grass. And then I heard several screams. Behind the wall where the managers were walking, it began some noise, cracking, broken glass. I came out to the hallway to see what is happening. Hey, what's happening?
Antispare was cancelled! How am I going to live now? Before the antispare, I was a cashier, and with antispare, I achieved highs.
But you can get a dog and spare it, and if it gets sick, not put it asleep, but cure it and spare it.
Yeah, and who returned my loved ones, whom I killed to achieve a role in the management.
But no, dude, These are your problems. You chose the path of anti-spare and decided to kill all your loved ones. So now, clean it all yourself. Then I wanted to watch TV and look how the society reacted.
At the moment of abolition, the anti-spare mass riots began. The people who didn't have even the third level of anti-spare, in fact those people who even spared the mouse, now take the revenge on the ruthless. They attack, torture and break legs. Civil war has started. Tens of thousands deaths. Wait, who let them in here? I didn't kill anyone. Why do I work here? I cheated. I didn't kill anyone.
What's happening? Before they spared to kill a mouse, and now they are going to kill people? I told you so. You don't know the human nature. Those who spare the most are the devils in still waters. I spared the most. I spared every chicken whose necks I wrung because my father made me do it to teach me an anti-spare. And I will never kill intentionally the person. Don't judge people by yourself. There are only few like you. Basically, people are just disgusting primates. They are just zombies that need to be loaded with information and kept on electric shock so they'll obey. Now you are the zombie under the control. I pressed the button of the neuro strike to the president. Ah, idiot! Your mistakes have gone too far. Go to the flash drive of the time and check the internet of the future, what they write about the events that happened today. Okay, I went into the time machine controls and wanted to choose a year, when suddenly I noticed that the choice of the date of the internet of the future was now limited to 2035. What is it? Why was the date ranged up to the 2045 and now it has decreased to the 2035? The maximum length of flash drive of time is limited by the moment when the internet disappears. And most likely, when the internet of future disappears, something happened to humanity. Something. The end of the world. Damn! And the Kanye West became popular again! He became the most popular on the planet Earth! By cancelling the anti-spare, you brought the end of the world by 10 years closer. No way! Do you know what it cost me to increase the deadline to the 2045? I had to turn half of the country to the bloody mess. Force people to stop sparing everything. Get rid of the old, of the sick. By the way, my mom was sick too. I had to get rid of her. Oh, come on, don't be upset. Why are you like this? I looked at the president, who was lying on the floor and crying. The one president who introduced anti-spare. The one who forbade emotions to the other people. Now, he was crying. Do you know what the last date was when I found the flash drive of time? How could I know? 2029. 4 years remained for humanity to live. I came across an explanation of scientist sociologist on the internet of the future. He clearly proved on the group of people that spare is the main trouble of the humanity. Spare contains evil. Spare kills the humanity. Do you even know what the spare really is? It's kind and good emotion that's needed for people to help to each other. No! Spare is arrogance. Feel yourself above the object of spare. By feeling spare, you define the object of spare as below you, and you condescendingly help him. Seems cute? Yeah, but this is the pure evil. Deep in your subconscious, there's a spark that you're a superhuman, and the object of spare is subhuman. You can't spare because, as you have seen on TV, all those people who felt sorry to break a kitten's paw rushed with pitchforks. The result of being used to spare, they used to consider themselves as superior than other people. Can I read the research? Where can I find it? Look under the code 45 fraction 8. I opened the research document and immersed myself into reading. It really confirmed all the words of the president. I was so immersed that I didn't even notice how I read to the end. And at the end, I saw the author's signature. It was written there. Vangenkur. A chill ran through me. It was my childhood pseudonym. I was the creator of ANTISPARE. I'll look on the internet of the future if GTA 6 has been released. The developers promise that it will be released in 2029. And you still seem to be a child. We have the end of the world at the stake. And you are just looking for games? It would be better if you look to the internet of the future and you'll see if the end of the world approaching or not. Yes, I'm 16 and I'm tired of deciding the people's fate. I always dream to look in the internet of the future and see what games there will be. Okay, watch. They promised that it would come out in 2029, but they moved it to 2034. Another move. I'll set the date to 2034 and now see what's on the internet of the future. Wait, I can't send the date? Now the flash drive of time is limited to 2031? Before it was 2034. What happened? Before you made a lot of troubles and cancelled the anti-spare law through my terminal, the range was limited by 2045. Take the color of me already. You see that the date range is decreasing and the end of the world is approaching to us. By the way, I wanted to tell you that I learned something about the person who invented anti-spare, a scientist sociologist who conducted a research in 2029. Do you know who he is? Oh, I don't know exactly, but he was noted as the Vangenkur. He was popular at the future because he never made a mistake. And he also helped to do an anti-spare. When I introduced the anti-spare, the date on the flash drive of time started to grow and reached the 2045. That means that the end of the world was postponed because his law was introduced. Vangenkur is my childhood pseudonym. So you say that you are a scientist? You say that you came up with anti-spare? You, the one who just felt sorry to leave his friend to die? Yes, it's me. Look here. I showed him my childhood social networks. What, seriously? Oh Lord. Great Vangenkur. I didn't expect that I'll meet you in person. I'll serve you forever. Just please take off this collar from me. No way, I don't trust you. But it's interesting for me how I came up with anti-spare if I'm against it. And how did you even came up with this? How? Lived in anti-spare and figured out. But then the paradox rises. If anti-spare exists now, that means that it exists in future. And if it exists in future, that means that I could not invent it in the future because it exists now. I'll see in the internet of the future. Wait, what? What's there? The date range has decreased even more. Now you can only look up to 2026. Bring back the anti-spare. People are just obliterating themselves because there is no strict law over them. My hands were shaking. It felt like the end of the world is coming right towards me. I tried to make a loss, but the numbers in the terminal were blurry before my eyes. Give me it because you can do something wrong. So you'll call for the reinforcements. I figured out myself. I'm introducing the anti-spare again. View the last date immediately! Okay. What? The deadline is 2025. That means that there is no internet of future at all. The window, faster! I ran to the window to see what's happening. The vista unfolded from the flying building. It was a fascinating view, but scary view. We saw the half of the city ignited. In a moment, the second half of the city ignited. The whole city was burning. Someone used the thermoreactive annihilator. Everything is going to burst into flames. And what's even that? No time to explain. Give me the terminal. I'll figure out what have you done. What? Damn! I was overcome with panic and fear. I didn't even notice how the president took the terminal. Maybe it's for the greater good. Maybe he'll solve this situation. Crap! You introduced the anti-spare with the minimum level. Even someone who doesn't spare an insect can be a citizen. Just that? Crushed an ant and received the anti-spare status. It's the same as if it doesn't exist. Oh lord, we'll burn into ashes now. Don't panic, maybe we'll make it in time. It's time to introduce the most brutal anti-spare. Most brutal? Such that only the one who spares nothing for the sake of anti-spare will make it. He'll need to cut off his little finger. What a nonsense! No time and no choice. Look out the window. Dying now. The fire disappeared as if nothing was burning. Turn on the TV and look how society reacts.
Today our citizens have a question. What's in the head of our government? In just one day they removed the key law of anti-spare, and in the same day they returned it. But on more brutal terms. Strange, but the riots have stopped. It might be silly, but I lost a little finger. But I now have a high-paying job. Thanks for the anti-spare.
While I was watching TV, I completely forgot that the president had a terminal. He managed to insert something in the terminal. I understood this because the robot flew in.
Kurapov Ivan, you're under arrest for violating the anti-spare law.
Why? I don't have a little finger.
Indeed, the little finger is gone. The arrest is cancelled. Kurapov, you're free.
Go for your business, dumbass bot. Damn, I didn't even notice that you don't have a pinky finger too. Give me back. I pressed the button of Neller strike for the president. This time he got me mad. That's why I watched with some sort of satisfaction as he fainted in electric convulsions. I went into the internet of the future. The date range was limited to 2027? Only 2 years were gained by such cruel law? Why didn't it increase to its original year, 2045? Apparently the humanity was seriously battered with the twitching of laws. So we need to tighten the anti-spare even more. What can be done even more brutally than killing the loved ones and cutting off a finger? It's necessary that people won't spare humanity itself. What? But this is the goal. What could be more important? Nothing should have any meaning for the person. This is the highest rank of development. And how are you going to implement this? If humanity doesn't spare itself, then we'll bite the dust first. And this is not necessary for us to be. We should be ready to accept the death. We need to give every citizen a nuclear missile and give access to launch it to some small district. And this will be the test if the person doesn't spare even the humanity. What a nonsense! You forget who is in front of you. I'm Bangenkur. Yeah, now I understand why all of this is necessary. Now I understand why I have become great. A person can be considered as a person when he can renounce everything, when he is not attached to anything, and when he is truly independent from anything. Yes, This is from your article that you'll write in future, word for word, that the person is addicted to everything, on his health, on communication with loved ones, on his own life, and because of addiction, all the problems. Only when a person can renounce completely everything, including the future of humanity, then he becomes truly free. Then the great civilization borns, and such civilization can be sent into space and become intergalactic. But how can we do it if hyperlight engine is exploded? Yes, exactly. We will have to develop it again. We need to prioritize the development of the hyperlight engine. We need to force all people to focus on development of it. But who'll do it? You! You are the great Van Genkur. We'll make you the president. President? Well, it's cool. But I'm only 16. But it doesn't matter. With the help of neuroshoons you can download knowledge and experience. I'll understand this, and people will understand this. Well, 16 years, not a big deal. Everyone will understand. You'll just download everything through the neuroshoon. And that's all. And I'll remain as your chief commissioner. Yes! Me! I'll become the president! Certainly you'll become the president. Yeah, Mr. President. I made a re-elections within a few days. Then I decided to watch how society reacted.
Our government never stops to amaze. For the first time in history of mankind, they put a 16-year-old boy to the role of president. Well, what good can he come up with? Some are reporting that the power has been seized and it's not legitimate. And the former president is held hostage and forced to make all the stupid decisions.
Well, what did you expect? Working with the public opinion is very hard work. I always encounter this. To be fair, as soon as you take a position, you need to tighten the laws so that the people stop thinking about you and start thinking about strict and new laws. What could be even more strict than antispare? I think that we should cancel people from making love. What? And self-satisfaction too. And what will it do? Will make a privilege. Those who will advance the development of the hyperlight engine will be allowed to make love and self-satisfaction. Do you know how they'll stir? Well, okay. I'm putting a new law. From August 26, it will be forbidden to receive a sexual pressure, but everyone who can participate in development of hyperlight engine and make some progress, it will be allowed to receive sexual pleasure. I made a new law and decided to watch TV to see how society reacted. I'm told that the riots are happening all over the country. People stop following any anti-spare rules. We have the state of emergency. The laws are too confusing and too crazy to follow. I'm told that the patrol services stop following orders. The chaos will start again. What's going on? What did you even advise me, you schmuck? Sorry, Kurapov. You're a smart boy. But I oversmarted you. I had to remove you. And I did it. With my head. After that, 100 patrolmen burst into the room with blasters in their hands. Everyone stay put, not move. Take the Kurapov quickly! He seized the power with the force! Security bot, arrest everyone who broke in here illegally.
There's no such possibility. My functions allow to capture with NG handcuffs only 5 people at once.
Then call other bots.
They're all deactivated.
How? Like that, deactivated. A bullet flew into the robot's central chamber. It sparkled. Then he started to spin, and then he fell. You again? You're a patrolman again? And how's your son doing?
Constructs a hyperlight engine and doesn't complain.
Maybe you should put the gun down. After all, we're at the same page.
You and me were never at the same page. You humiliated me. You snitched on me 5 times. I hate you.
I have created the ANTISPARE. I am the president.
And I'm the creator of the Minecraft too.
I jumped to the terminal and looked at the date range of the flash drive of time. It increased to 2204. How's that possible? The end of the world is so far away? I think when the chance of your death is increasing, the end of the world is moving away.
Well, Kurapov, the time has come for the real ANTISPARE. Are you ready to sacrifice yourself to postpone the end of the world for whole humanity?